Hey Frank, none of us are logged in over here.
He's going to explain here in a minute.
Good evening, everyone. The time is now 5:28, and we are broadcasting on all platforms.
Hopefully no one else objects.
Websites and all that server, there's a server that's down.
Okay.
So it completely wiped out our whole A2O program.
Oh, really? Oh, man.
So we don't need to.
But you got me.
All right.
Yeah. Hey.
All right.
Something other than revert this back to what it was before.
Who?
Hey,
Who? Tony who?
somebody called you about that house you talked about last time.
Yeah, they called me and told me.
It's on my list.
Yeah. Told me. They told me. I'm glad. It'll be good, yep.
Oh, there is somebody.
Look at your screen.
Now let me turn on the recording.
Don't forget your record.
Well,
You can try to take it back.
trying to get me to go early.
I don't.
Then you'll say I
Try to take it back.
Then you'll say I cheated.
Maybe it's password.
Man, they done gave me 1,000 announcements.
Should I try it again?
There you go now. Any second.
Well, wait a second.
It's not. I get
Folks,
locked.
we're going to have to, their system is down. It's knocked ours totally out. So we're going to do it manually, and we'll record it this way. So give me just a second to get it started.
Enough money last year? Another 100 grand?
You can't break any records of that.
Yeah, record just got lost.
The server. This is the IT portion.
Might just be here then.
Oh, that's right. It is Tuesday.
How that happen tonight?
Well, I'm guessing we won't.
You gonna read real
Why
fast?
would they do an upgrade over?
Read real.
We are ready,
Right.
We're ready? Okay.
Chairman.
Okay. Having the appointed time of 5:30 arrived, I would like to call Tuesday, August the 13th, 2024, committee to hold to the order. And I would like you to join me for the Pledge of Allegiance. Please stand. I pledge allegiance to the flag
Of the United States of America, and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Mr. Clerk, would you call the roll?
Will do, Chairman. Alderman Redpath.
Here.
Alderman Gregory. Alderman Williams.
Here.
Alderman Rockford. Alderwoman Purchase.
Here.
Alderwoman Notriano.
Here.
Alderman Carlson.
Here.
Alderwoman Conley.
Present.
Alderman Donlin.
Here.
Alderman Hanauer.
Here.
Mr. Chairman, a quorum is present.
Thank you, Mr. Clerk. Before we start on our agenda, I'm going to read two announcements that I've been asked to read. One is that we apologize for the inconvenience tonight, but the server that handles our committee of the whole program is currently down. Our ISD is working hard to resolve this issue. So that's why you don't see the screens working right now. Then I have a second announcement from CWOP. It reads as follows. CWOP wants its customers to know a spoof email going out that appears to be from CWOP Customer Service Office, which is common phishing scheme. The request to review a confidential document and sign it. It references a DocuSign application. The sender email appears to be from CWOP. Wow, okay. Customers or others who receive this suspicious emails should ignore or delete the email immediately. Well, let's see. And then customers can verify their account information and also report that trouble to the CWOP customer service by calling 217-789-2030. Customers are also reminded they should never, ever provide any personal information when CWP isn't the confirmed receiver of this information. CWLP doesn't use DocuSign for signatures or send web links as a request to customers to review or sign documents by email. CWL wants customers to know, don't be fooled by an email address or a caller ID that presents as a local contact. Thank you. So I just wanted to read those two articles. Now we'll have our approval of the council meetings from the last meeting. I would accept a motion to approve those committee meetings dated July the 30th, 2024.
So moved. Motion to approve the minutes, Mr. Chair.
Second.
Okay, it's been motion and second. All in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Okay, we have that out the way. Next, we have, I'm trying to break a record, y'all. So, you stop it. So next, we have our, is Treasury report, Madam Treasurer?
Yes, sir. Thank you, Chair. The Treasurer's report for the corporate fund for the month of July. The beginning balance is $51,395,627. We took in total receipts of $16,001,629. We had total disbursements in the month of June totaling $13,780,738, which left the corporate fund ending balance in the month of July at $53,616,518. The ending general fund balance includes $13,890,792, which is the July ending balance for the ARPA money. That concludes my report. Thank you.
Motion to accept the treasurer's report as submitted, Mr. Chair.
Thank you. It's been properly moved and second. All in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Okay, there's no presentations. Ordinance and resolutions tabled are remaining in committee. Mr. Clerk.
2024-089, 2024-178, 2024-239.
Does anybody want to take any action on the three ordinances in committee? Hearing none, we'll move on. Mr. Clerk, CWLP.
2024-288, an ordinance authorizing contract extension and additional funding in the amount of $70,477 under contract number UE 23-04-31, groundwater and leachate analysis with Tech Lab Incorporated for a total amount not to exceed $202,907 for the Office of Public
Move for
Utilities.
consent.
Second.
It's been properly moved and second for consent. Any discussion? Hearing none, all in favor signify by saying aye.
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 2024-289, an ordinance authorizing the purchase of 2 forklifts from Doosan Bobcat North America Incorporated from a joint purchase contract in the amount not to exceed $57,756.90 for the Office of Public Utilities.
Move for consent.
Second.
It's been properly moved and second. Any discussion? Hearing none, all in favor signify by saying aye.
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 2024-290, an ordinance approving a professional services agreement with Talley and Associates in the amount not to exceed $60,000 for assistance for regulatory issues for the Office of Public
Move for
Utilities.
consent.
Second.
It's been properly moved and second. Any discussion? Hearing none signify by saying aye.
Aye.
2024-291, an ordinance authorizing the purchase of replacement parts for the interstate combustion turbines transformer from Hitachi Energy USA Incorporated in the amount not to exceed $84,738 for the Office of Public Utilities.
Consent.
Second.
Been properly moved in second. Any discussion? Hearing none, say aye.
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 2024-292, an ordinance authorizing the purchase of high-voltage switchgears from ABB Incorporated, CO Rockman High Voltage Sales in an amount not to exceed $249,449.38 for the Office of Public
Move for
Utilities.
consent.
Second.
It's been properly moved and second for consent. Any discussion? Hearing none, signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Public Works, 2024-293, a resolution of MFT rebuild funds for supplemental number 1 for construction phase engineering services, PE3, for the Cokie Mill Road and Greenbrier Drive traffic signal improvement project, MFT section number 20-00493-00-TL for the Office of Public Works.
Move to consent.
Second.
It's been properly moved and second for consent. Any discussion? Hearing none, signify by saying aye.
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 2024-294, an ordinance authorizing an intergovernmental agreement with the Illinois Department of Natural Resources and Oak Ridge Cemetery to construct and maintain an ADA pathway to allow access to New Gold Star Memorial and a War Memorial State Historic Site for the Office of Public Works.
Motion for consent.
Second.
Been moved and second for consent. Any discussion?
It'll be brief. I just need to be
Alderwoman.
marked as present. Thank you.
Sure. Okay, mark that as present, please. Thank you. All in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
I mean, present.
2024-295, an ordinance approving the final plat for the redivision of Lot 16A of the redivision of part of Lot 16 of Legacy Point Town Center, Phase 2, for the Office of Public Works.
Move for consent.
Second.
It's been properly moved in second for consent. Any discussion? Signify by saying aye.
Aye.
2024-296, an ordinance authorizing the purchase of 2 vacant or abandoned properties on the tax sales list from Sangamon County as trustee in amount not to exceed $1,590 for the Office of Public
Move
Works.
for consent.
Second.
It's been properly moved in second for consent. Any discussion? Signify by saying aye.
Aye.
2024-297, an ordinance accepting the proposal submitted by Instaform Technologies USA LLC for PW 25-04-11 sewer rehabilitation, non-SRF, in an amount not to exceed $4,612,891.37 for the Office of Public Works.
Move for consent.
It's been properly moved in second to send this to consent. Any discussion? Hearing none signify by saying aye.
Aye.
2024-298, an ordinance authorizing supplemental number 1 to an agreement with Knight EA1 Incorporated for construction phase engineering services, PE3, for the Cokie Mill Road and Greenbrier Drive traffic signal improvement projects, MFT section number 20-00493-00-TL, and authorizing additional expenditures in the amount not to exceed $9,618 for a total amount not to exceed $70,332 for the Office of Public Works.
Move to consent.
Second.
Been properly moved in second to send this to consent. Any discussion? Seeing none, all in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
General City Business, 2024-299, an ordinance authorizing payment in the amount of $23,000 to K9 Renberger, a current City Springfield firefighter, for settlement of workman's compensation claim number 23-WC-024317.
Motion for consent.
Second.
It's been properly moved in second for consent. Any discussion? Hearing none signify by saying aye.
Aye.
2024-300, an ordinance authorizing payment in the amount of $43,264.99 to Patrick Peters, a Public Works employee, for settlement of workman's compensation claim for case number 23-WC-034073.
Motion for consent.
Second.
Been properly moved in second to send this on to consent. Any discussion? Hearing none signify by saying aye.
Aye.
2024-301, an ordinance authorizing execution of a tentative collective bargaining agreement with the International Union of Painters and Allied Trades Painters, District Council 58, from October 1st, 2023 through September 30th, 2027.
Motion for consent.
Second.
Been properly moved in second, send this to consent. Any discussion? Seeing none signify by saying aye.
Aye.
2024-302, an ordinance amending Ordinance 260-07-23 and authorizing additional payment in the amount of $23,500 to Hart, Southworth, and Witzman for legal services for Bond Disclosure Council work for the General Obligation Refunding and Improvement Bond Series 2024 for a total contractual amount not to exceed $83,500 for the Office of Budget and Management.
Move for consent.
Second.
It's been properly moved in second to send this to consent. All in favor signify by saying aye.
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 2024-303, an ordinance approving Addendum 1 to the agreement with Heartland Housed for the purpose of addressing homelessness in the amount not to exceed $250,000 for a period beginning March 1st, 2024 and ending February 28th, 2025 for the Office of Planning and Economic Development.
Move for consent.
Been properly moved in second for consent. Any discussion? Hearing none or seeing none signify by saying aye.
Aye.
2024-304, an ordinance declaring miscellaneous vehicles as surplus property and authorizing disposal of said surplus property by auction, sold for scrap, donated, or recycled for the Springfield Fire Department.
Motion for consent.
Second.
Been properly moved in second to send this to consent. Any discussion? Hearing none signify by saying aye.
Aye.
2024-305, an ordinance to pay the annual subscription to Emergency Services Organization, ESO, to provide fire department reporting software and support services for the Springfield Fire Department.
Move for
Motion
consent.
for consent. Second.
Been properly moved in second to send this to consent. Any discussion? Hearing none signify by saying aye.
Aye.
2024-306, an ordinance authorizing the approval of an agreement between the City of Springfield and Operative Plasters and Cement Masons, Local 18, from March 1st, 2024 through February 29th, 2028 for the Office of Human
Move
Resources.
for consent.
Second.
Been properly moved and second to send this to consent. Any discussion? Seeing none, signify by saying aye.
Aye.
2024-307, an ordinance authorizing additional payment in the amount of $25,000 for a total amount not to exceed $100,000 to Hinshaw Culberson LLP to defend general liability claims for the city of Springfield for the Office of Corporation Counsel.
Move
Mr.
for
Chairman,
consent,
Mr.
but-
Chairman, I'd like to make a recommendation to adopt proposed amendment number 1.
Yes.
Second.
Been properly moved and second to pass this with amendment. We'll pass the amendment first, and then we'll pass it as amended. So we're voting on the amendment right now. Any discussion on the amendment?
Got to read the amendment.
Read the amendment, please, Mr. Clerk.
All right, it's an ordinance authorizing additional payment of $25,000 for a total amount to exceed $100,000 to Hinshaw and Culberson LLP to defend general liability claims for the city of Springfield for the Office of Corporation Counsel. It was just a number change on this.
Okay, okay.
Thank you.
Any discussion, any more? All in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Thank
Motion for consent as amended.
you.
Second.
Thank you. It's been motion and second as amendment. Any more discussion? Hearing none, all in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Thank you. Unfinished business.
No unfinished
None,
business.
none yet.
Hearing none, we'll move on to new business.
None.
Oh, I've got a list.
Alderwoman Conley.
Funny, funny.
I'm not
5
gonna
minutes.
ruin your record here, Alderman Williams.
Passed it already. Yeah, he didn't beat. He didn't beat it, so.
I know. Take your time.
No, I have
Messing
nothing.
with me.
I've
Oh,
got
really?
nothing. Yeah, I
Okay.
was literally messing with you,
In-
sir.
Citizens signed up to,
They at the county?
oh, yeah, she's at the county board, okay. Anybody else in the audience would like to address the council? Saying none, okay.
Motion to adjourn.
Yes, ma'am, come on.
I apologize because I tried to sign up a few times, but I was unable to. It was an error on the system. But my name is Jean Rockford. I live at 1512 Maryland Avenue, Springfield, and I am in Ward 4. And I came here tonight to get some clarification about political signs. At the Committee of the Whole meeting on June 11th, Alderman Rockford and Alderman Williams both posted questions about political signs. And during the discussion, Director Fuchs stated, and I quote, "There are to be no signs on the easement and the right-of-way. It is my understanding, it is my understanding that a sign company contracts with the city, and this private company advertises signage on the bus benches throughout Springfield. I was wondering if there is any city code for private company to advertise, is it against city code for this private company to advertise with political signs since a majority of the benches are located on the easement in the right-of-way? And does the city receive percentage of the sales per contract agreement? Because these bus advertisements do not have any paid-for language on them." I ask these questions because my husband and I were approached by a city inspector when we were putting up a political sign on a private property last Thursday. And even though we received permission from the owner, this city inspector told us that we needed a permit to put up the sign. Now, how is it that the city clerk has political campaign signs on a majority of the bus benches that are located on the easements in the city's right-of-ways all around Springfield, but we had to get a permit to put up one political sign?
Okay, I'm going to probably defer to corporate counsel on this. This was a concern for me in Ward 4 a couple of weeks ago, and nothing much really came of it. I mean, we know they're political signs. The bus benches are on our easements, are on our property as a city, which I never understood. How could they be on the benches, but then our political signs can't be on property, but the benches can, so it's kind of complicated. I'm going to see how you respond to that, sir.
So Alderman Williams, thank you. With regard to to our contract with SMTD and A Sign Company, I haven't looked at those contracts or that issue. I'm happy to do so and report back to the city council if you would like that answer.
Yes.
With regard to the sign that's being discussed in our inspector went out and noticed that a temporary sign was being erected on a permanent sign. To change the dynamics of the permanent sign requires a permit, and so he inquired whether or not there was a permit. We've had discussions in my office. I believe that we've addressed the issue, and that a permit is in the works. So I believe that this was addressed today. If not, I'm happy to continue the dialogue
get back
after the
with
meeting.
us on that information. I really appreciate it, to get some clarity, as well as if we pay SMTD pays us, or ACE, or how the financial transaction works as well. I think the
We don't get
citizens,
any money out of that.
we don't?
No.
Well, that's what I want him to find
Contract
out.
between SMTD and a sign company. They have easement. What it's gonna come down to is, do they have easement rights to our property? And they do. So that's between a sign company and SMTD. We
Yeah.
do not have any contract with them.
Yeah, I understand, Alderman, but what I want to let you know is there's talk out there as if the city gets a piece of money, and that's the question.
And
Not that it's a fact. Does the city get any type of money from either ACE or SMTD?
I'm happy to
If
look
you-
into that and report
Thank
back
you.
to the council.
I appreciate you. Thank you, ma'am, for coming
Thank you.
and sharing with us. No executive session?
No executive session
No
needed.
one else want to speak? Come on up, right there.
Dave, don't leave, I need you.
Oh, no problem. I missed the deadline. You can take your time, man.
So there are a couple of programs that are coming up at Lincoln Library that I'd like to invite you all to attend. Tomorrow, August 14th, we will have a film screening, Springfield Had No Shame, followed up with the panel discussion with our very own Catherine Harris, Doris Bailey, and Janae Hammonds. This film will be shown at 6 o'clock, and then shortly thereafter, we will have a Q&A with the three people that I just named. This film will be focusing on the 1908 race riot in Springfield, and it will include comments from historians and eyewitnesses. And then on Thursday, August 15th, we will have a discussion titled "A Closer Look at the Affected Community, an examination of businesses and families impacted by the Springfield Massacre." This discussion will be hosted and led by Dr. Brian Mitchell. He is the Director of Research and Interpretation at the Abraham Lincoln Presidential Library and Museum. I'd like you guys to come out to that. It will begin at 2:30 and end at 4 o'clock. And I just wanted to issue this invitation to all of you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Very much. Thank you for reminding me. I meant to share that information too, so thank you for that.
Any more comments? Okay.
So much for your record.
Yeah, I know.
Good evening. Robert Frazier, Springfield citizen, run executive director for CSA, the laundry program that we're running for the city and local surrounding. Just wanted to give you an update of where we're at, where we've been, what's been going on. Right now, we're at over 608,738 loads of laundry, which we've serviced for households. The average load per household was about 35 loads per household, which is equivalent to 17,393 household currently to date. Our average household has about 5 people in it, so we're looking at about 86,963 people that we've serviced in the area. Just to let everybody know of the concerns and the need that's being met from the citizens of people from all shapes, sizes, colors, and ages that are still in need of laundry assistance that we're continuing to do. even though it's almost impossible.
Yeah.
That's all I have.
So I want to thank you for the service that you provide. I know it's a very popular program, and I see the folks and the people that come, and anytime I hear of any type of grant, money, or funding source, I will definitely share with you. So thank you for what you do for the community.
Thank you.
Okay.
Motion to adjourn.
It's been properly moved and second to adjourn. We're adjourned.